Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, and within the very first hour of your day, you take one small action that quietly begins to reset your circulation, your energy, and even your hormonal rhythm. No prescriptions, no fancy equipment, not even supplements, just a shift in how you start the day. Sounds simple, right? But for men over 60, that simple shift can mean the difference between feeling sluggish and disconnected, or feeling alive, confident, and responsive again. Now, I know what many men think once they pass middle age. Energy dips lower. That natural spark in the mornings isn't there like it used to be. Confidence begins to fade, sometimes without us even realizing it. And the assumption many men carry is, well, this is just what getting older looks like. Let me be very clear. What you're experiencing isn't the number of candles on your birthday cake, it's blood flow. See, modern research has turned a lot of old assumptions upside down. For decades, people blamed declining testosterone for nearly every sexual or vitality issue men face as they age. But newer clinical studies, including some from leading U.S. universities, have revealed something different. More than 70% of erection and arousal challenges in men over 60 don't trace back to testosterone at all. The real culprit is restricted circulation, especially in the smallest blood vessels that supply the pelvic region. Think of your circulatory system like the plumbing in a house. Large pipes may still be working fine, but if the narrow pipes get clogged, pressure drops where it matters most. In men, those narrow vessels are in the pelvic area, and when they stiffen or narrow over time, the body struggles to deliver the blood needed for arousal. Without circulation, even the strongest desire can't translate into physical response. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. That decline doesn't just happen randomly, and it doesn't start in old age. It's shaped by daily habits, especially what you do in the very first 30 to 60 minutes after waking up. Those choices you make during that small window send signals to your entire body. Those signals either say, open up, circulate, energize, or they say, stay sluggish, conserve, shut down. My name is Dr. Sophia Jain, and for more than 2 decades, I've worked with men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, men who thought they had to simply accept decline. What I've seen firsthand is that the body hasn't given up. It's waiting for the right wake-up call. The problem is that too many men are starting their mornings in ways that quietly restrict circulation and block hormonal balance. They don't realize that their first hour after waking up is the single most influential time of the entire day for blood flow, energy, and even emotional connection. Let me explain why mornings are so critical. When you sleep, your body is in repair mode. Fluids shift, waste products are processed, hormones are recalibrated. By the time you wake up, your system is in a delicate, transitional state. Your blood is thicker because you've gone hours without water. Your vessels are tighter. Your brain is searching for oxygen and nutrients. In this fragile moment, your body is essentially asking, what should I do next? If the answer is no hydration, no movement, and a jolt of strong coffee, your blood vessels constrict even further. Nitric oxide levels stay low, and hormone release is delayed. That sets the stage for sluggish energy and flat mornings. But if the answer is hydration, gentle activation, and circulation-friendly nutrition, the body opens up, blood starts flowing, and hormones like testosterone are primed to do their job. Let me paint a simple picture. Imagine your blood vessels like garden hoses that sat outside all night. In the morning, those hoses are stiff and dry. If you immediately turn up the pressure with a blast of water, cracks form and the flow is uneven. But if you start by gently filling the hose with a steady trickle, letting it soften and expand, then the water flows easily and smoothly. Your body works the same way. Over the years, I've had countless men walk into my office convinced that their time was up. Shoulders slouched, eyes tired. They'd tell me, "Dr. Jain, I guess this is just age catching up with me." And every time I look them in the eye and say, "Your body hasn't quit. It just needs new instructions. What's remarkable is how quickly the body listens once you give it the right cues. With the right morning actions, blood vessels begin to open again, circulation improves, and that natural morning spark, the one you thought was gone forever, starts to return. I've seen it in men who hadn't felt a strong response in years. I've seen it in men who thought intimacy was behind them. And in many cases, change began within a single week of adjusting their morning habits. Now, before we move on, I want to make something very clear. This isn't about turning back the clock or pretending you're 25 again. It's about reclaiming vitality at 60, 70, or 80 on your own terms. It's about proving to yourself that the body is still capable of repair, still capable of response, still capable of making you feel like a man with energy and confidence. In the next section, I'm going to walk you through the most common morning mistakes that quietly sabotage men's circulation. These aren't dramatic errors. In fact, they're so ordinary that most men don't even realize they're causing harm. But once you see them clearly, you'll understand why so many men feel drained before their day has even started. And more importantly, you'll know exactly what to do differently. So stay with me, because we're just getting started. The hidden consequences of morning mistakes. Most men don't realize this, but the first hour after waking is never neutral. It's either pushing your body toward better circulation, stronger energy, and hormonal balance, or it's nudging you the opposite way, towards stiffness, fatigue, and sluggish blood flow. And the surprising part is this: the damage doesn't usually come from big, dramatic habits. It comes from the small, ordinary choices that feel harmless, but quietly add up. Let's walk through what a typical morning looks like for a lot of men over 60. The alarm goes off. You feel groggy, maybe a little stiff in your joints. The first thing you reach for is your phone. Before your feet even hit the floor, you're scrolling through emails, news headlines, or maybe the weather. Next, you shuffle to the kitchen, pour a strong cup of coffee, and sip it while trying to wake up. Breakfast is often skipped altogether or replaced by something quick and convenient like white toast or a sugary cereal. Then you're out the door to start your day. Now, none of that sounds extreme. In fact, it probably sounds familiar. But here's what's happening inside your body when you start your mornings this way. First, you wake up mildly dehydrated. During sleep, your body loses water through breathing, sweat, and urine. That leaves your blood thicker in the morning. And thicker blood doesn't flow as easily through the narrowest vessels. Those are the very vessels that matter most for arousal. So before you've even gotten out of bed, you're already at a disadvantage. Then comes the coffee. Don't get me wrong, I'm not here to tell you to give up coffee completely, but if your very first intake of the day is caffeine, you're sending a mixed message to your vascular system. Caffeine temporarily constricts blood vessels, and it suppresses nitric oxide, the molecule your body depends on to tell arteries to relax and expand. That means just as your body is begging for circulation, you're slamming the brakes. And then there's the lack of movement. Your circulatory system is like a pump. It needs a little physical activity to get the blood moving smoothly. If you sit for an hour or two after waking, blood tends to pool in the lower body, oxygen delivery stays low, and hormones that should be ramping up remain sluggish. Finally, skipping a balanced breakfast or choosing processed carbs is like sending your body into battle without armor. Sugary or refined foods cause blood sugar spikes, which trigger insulin surges. That set-in roller coaster throws your hormones out of rhythm, makes your vessels less responsive, and leaves you tired by mid-morning. Let me give you a visual that makes this easier to grasp. Picture your blood vessels as highways. At night, traffic slows way down. When morning comes, you need smooth, steady movement to get cars flowing again. But if you start the morning with dehydration, constricted vessels from coffee, and no movement, it's like opening rush hour with blocked lanes, red lights, and accidents on the road. Traffic jams everywhere, blood flow suffers, and so does performance. Now, let me share a story of a patient I worked with not long ago. His name was George, 67 years old, retired from construction. He came to me because he hadn't felt that natural spark in years. No morning response, low energy, and he assumed it was just aging. When I asked him about his mornings, here's what he described. Wake up, check his phone, smoke a cigarette, 2 cups of strong coffee, no water, then maybe a donut or nothing at all before heading out. To him, this routine felt completely normal. He had been doing it for decades.
But inside his body, those choices were creating the perfect storm for poor circulation. His vessels were dehydrated, constricted, and inflamed every single day before 9 a.m. No wonder his blood flow wasn't reaching where it needed to. Here's the hopeful part. When George adjusted just 3 small habits, drinking water before coffee, moving gently for a few minutes, and swapping his donut for eggs and fruit, things changed. Within 2 weeks, he told me, "Doc, I don't feel like I'm 30 again, but I actually woke up feeling alive, and I haven't felt that in years." That's how powerful the first hour of the day is. Small changes create big differences because they flip the switch from restrict to circulate. Science backs this up. Doctors sometimes call the first 60 minutes after waking the early activation phase. That's when your body's nervous system and hormones are waiting for instructions. Do you want blood vessels to relax and open? Do you want testosterone to start releasing? Do you want oxygen and nutrients delivered where they're needed most? Then you have to send the right signals. But here's the catch. If you don't make those choices intentionally, your body interprets silence as neglect. It delays hormone release, keeps vessels stiff, and sets you up for a sluggish day. This doesn't just affect your energy, it directly impacts your ability to feel aroused, to respond to your partner, and to maintain your confidence as a man. I've had men tell me they thought their intimate struggles were purely emotional, that maybe stress or relationship issues were to blame. And yes, those factors can play a role. But the truth is, when blood flow isn't there, no amount of desire can make up for it. Circulation is the foundation, and mornings are the time to build it. So if you've been waking up and going straight for the phone, or skipping hydration, or thinking coffee alone will carry you through, I want you to understand something important. Those habits aren't neutral. They're quietly working against you. But here's the good news. They're also incredibly easy to fix. In the next section, I'm going to give you a clear, step-by-step routine that takes less than 10 minutes and can completely rewire your mornings for better circulation, stronger hormonal support, and renewed vitality. No medications, no complicated exercises, just 3 small actions that work with your biology instead of against it. If you've ever wondered whether something simple could really make a difference, the answer is yes. And when I walk you through these steps, you'll see exactly why. By now, you understand that mornings are not just another part of your day. They are the reset button for your entire system. If you start with the wrong habits, you set yourself up for sluggish blood flow, stiff vessels, and low energy. But if you send your body the right signals, you unlock circulation, encourage hormone release, and give yourself the best chance to feel alive again. I'm going to walk you through a simple 3-step morning routine that I've shared with hundreds of men in my clinic. It doesn't require expensive supplements, gym memberships, or fancy equipment. All it requires is a little consistency and about 10 minutes of your morning. Step 1. Hydrate before anything else. The very first thing you should do after waking up is drink water. Not coffee, not juice, not soda. Plain water. 2 glasses at room temperature before you eat or drink anything else. Why does this matter? Think about what happens while you sleep. For 6 to 8 hours, your body is busy repairing tissues, processing waste, and regulating hormones. During that time, you're not drinking fluids, so your blood becomes thicker and circulation slows. By the time you wake up, your body is essentially running on a dry tank. When you rehydrate immediately, a few key things happen. Your blood thins and moves more smoothly through small vessels. Nitric oxide, the natural compound your body uses to open arteries, is activated more efficiently. Waste products that built up overnight begin to flush out, lowering inflammation. And most importantly, blood flow to the pelvic region becomes easier and more responsive. I often tell my patients to picture their circulatory system like a garden. You can't nourish plants with dry pipes. The water has to flow first. Hydration is what starts that flow. And here's something else. Room temperature water is better than ice cold. Cold water can constrict blood vessels temporarily, while room temperature water encourages gentle expansion. So tomorrow morning, before you grab your phone or head for the coffee pot, reach for 2 glasses of plain water. It's the easiest, most powerful circulation hack you'll ever try. Step 2. Gentle movement for 2 to 3 minutes. Once you've hydrated, it's time to wake up your circulation.
Now, I'm not talking about a full workout. You don't need to put on sneakers or break a sweat. What you need is gentle, intentional movement that tells your vascular system it's time to start pumping. Here are a few simple examples. Roll your shoulders forward and backward 10 times. Rotate your hips slowly in circles, loosening stiffness in the pelvic area. Make small circles with your ankles and wrists. Stand tall, take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Walk lightly around your home or step outside for a minute of fresh air. These movements might seem small, but they carry huge benefits. They stimulate circulation in the pelvic floor, encourage flexibility in blood vessels, and send oxygen-rich blood down to the areas that need it most. They also activate your nervous system, which helps hormones like testosterone begin releasing naturally. Remember, it's not about burning calories. It's about signaling to your body that the day has started and blood flow is required. 2 or 3 minutes is all it takes. I once worked with a man named Thomas, 72 years old, who had been sedentary for years. When I suggested this step, he laughed and said, "That's it? You just want me to stretch like a cat in the morning?" I nodded. A week later, he came back smiling and told me, "Doc, I didn't expect much, but my body feels lighter in the mornings, and I've noticed something else. I woke up with a spark I thought was gone." That's the power of gentle activation. Step 3, a circulation-friendly breakfast. The third and final step is about food, because what you eat first thing in the morning doesn't just fill your stomach, it sets the hormonal rhythm for the entire day. If your breakfast is made of processed carbs, sugar, or greasy meats, you're sending the wrong signals. Blood sugar spikes, insulin rises, vessels stiffen, and energy crashes. But if you give your body nutrient-rich, circulation-friendly foods, you're fueling hormones, protecting vessels, and encouraging healthy blood flow. Here's a simple breakfast template I recommend. 1 or 2 boiled or poached eggs. Eggs provide healthy fats and cholesterol, which your body uses as building blocks for testosterone. A small handful of berries, blueberries, raspberries, or strawberries. These are packed with antioxidants that reduce vessel inflammation and support nitric oxide. A serving of unsweetened Greek yogurt. This adds protein and supports gut health, which plays a quiet but powerful role in hormone balance. A tablespoon of pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, or walnuts. These provide zinc, arginine, and omega-3 fatty acids, all essential for blood flow and hormone function. That combination is simple, quick to prepare, and deeply nourishing. It doesn't weigh you down, it primes your body for circulation, and it calms stress hormones, which is key for intimacy and emotional connection later in the day. I can't tell you how many times I've seen men commit to this breakfast for just a week and come back with brighter eyes, steadier moods, and more natural energy. One patient, Michael, 65, told me, "I didn't just feel better physically, my wife said I was more patient and present. I think the right breakfast actually changed how I carry myself." That's how powerful food is as information for your body. Now, let me tie it all together. This 3-step routine works because it does something pills cannot. It retrains your body. Hydration thins your blood and primes vessels. Gentle movement activates circulation and hormone release. A circulation-friendly breakfast stabilizes your hormones and protects your arteries. Instead of forcing your body with chemicals, you're working with it, reminding it of its natural rhythm. And once your body remembers, it responds surprisingly quickly. Many men report improvements within a week, better sleep, lighter mornings, and yes, the return of that morning response that had gone silent. This isn't about quick fixes, it's about consistency. 2 glasses of water, a few minutes of movement, and a smart breakfast. These small actions build momentum, and momentum is what brings lasting change. In the next section, I'm going to share a bonus step. It's something simple you can add to this routine that acts like a turbocharger for circulation. And, just as important, we'll talk about what it really takes to make these results last not for a week, but for the years ahead. We've covered the 3-step morning routine: hydration, gentle movement, and a circulation-friendly breakfast. If you do nothing else but commit to those 3 steps, you'll already be far ahead of most men your age. But I want to give you one more simple tool. Think of it as a turbo boost for your circulation. The bonus step: heat and cold contrast. This bonus step uses temperature to train your blood vessels. It's called contrast therapy, and it has been practiced in many cultures for centuries. The idea is simple: expose your body to warm water and then to cool water in quick succession. Here's how you can do it at home. At the end of your morning shower, turn the water warm, not scalding, just comfortably hot, for about 1 minute. Let it run over your shoulders, chest, and lower back. Then switch to cool water for 30 seconds. It doesn't need to be ice cold, just noticeably cooler than the warm. Repeat this cycle 2 or 3 times, always ending on cool. Why does this work? Warm water dilates your blood vessels, while cool water causes them to contract. This alternating action strengthens the vessel walls and makes them more flexible. It's like a workout for your circulation system. Over time, your vessels become more responsive, which means better blood flow when you need it most. I had a patient in his late 60s who started this practice. After a month, he told me he felt more awake throughout the day. He described his energy as sharper, his recovery faster, and his confidence stronger. That's because circulation doesn't just affect intimacy, it touches everything from brain function to muscle health to emotional resilience. The real secret: consistency, not perfection. Now, I want to be very clear. The men who see lasting results are not the ones who do everything perfectly. They're the ones who stay consistent. If you miss a morning, don't punish yourself. Just start again the next day. Over weeks and months, these small steps add up. Think of it like compounding interest in a savings account. One deposit doesn't change your future, but steady deposits over time build wealth. The same is true here. Steady habits build circulation, hormone balance, and vitality. And remember, you're not just doing this for yourself. You're doing it for your partner, your family, and the life you want to keep living. Vitality isn't about vanity. It's about connection, independence, and dignity. Why quick fixes fail. I also want to warn you about something. Many men chase quick fixes: pills, gadgets, or secret formulas. Some of these can give short-term results, but they don't address the root of the problem. They don't retrain your body. It's like painting over a cracked wall without repairing the foundation. It may look better for a while, but the problem always returns. What we're talking about today, hydration, movement, smart food, and contrast therapy, these are foundation repairs. They rebuild your body's natural rhythm from the ground up. Building a morning mindset. One more thing, mindset matters. If you approach your mornings with dread or distraction, your body feels that. But if you wake up with a sense of intention, knowing you're taking steps to invest in your health, you'll see faster results. I often encourage men to pair their routine with something uplifting. Play a favorite song, open the window for fresh air, or say a quick gratitude statement. It shifts your nervous system from stress mode into growth mode, and that state supports hormone balance and blood flow. So, what can you realistically expect? Let me paint the picture. After a few days, you'll notice lighter mornings, less grogginess, and steadier energy. After 2 weeks, your digestion and sleep may improve. You may also feel calmer, less irritable, and more motivated. After a month, many men report more consistent morning responses, stronger confidence, and a deeper sense of vitality. Beyond 3 months, these habits become automatic. Your body has essentially reprogrammed itself to support circulation, hormones, and energy the way it used to. This is why I get so passionate about teaching these steps, because I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s reclaim a spark they thought was gone forever. And they did it without dangerous shortcuts, just with the power of consistent natural habits. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Aging is not the enemy. Disuse is the enemy. When you stop signaling to your body that you need vitality, it stops providing it. But the moment you start asking again, through water, movement, food, and intention, your body responds. It remembers. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, don't reach for your phone. Don't stumble toward the coffee pot. Instead, drink your 2 glasses of water, move your body for a few minutes, enjoy a breakfast that fuels circulation, and if you're feeling bold, finish with that warm and cool shower. Do this and you'll be sending your body a powerful message. I still need my strength. I still need my energy. I still need my vitality. And your body will listen.